audio episode of my podcast. My name is Cheryl, and this is Cappuccino Crafts, my little channel on YouTube and my corner of the general interwebs where I like to talk about knitting and crochet and books and TV and movies and other life and general chatty things that I want to share with you. So, thank you very much for choosing to watch this video and spend a little bit of your time with me. I hope that you enjoy it. Please settle in, get yourself a delicious beverage, and get out your yarn, your hook, your needles, your embroidery, whatever it is, and let's enjoy some chatty and crafty time. So, today I am again drinking some green tea. Today's tea is from Tea Source. It is green tea mango. So it's green tea with a little bit of mango flavoring. I don't think it has any actual fruit in it, but anyway, it's lovely. And I am very much enjoying it in my very special favorite Japanese tea mug. So what beverage are you enjoying? And anyway, so as in my last episode, I announced I was taking a virtual imaginary vacation through a book and also through just trying to immerse myself a little bit with some food and just thematic themes to set the mood for a trip to Japan. And here is my Japanese doll. It was a gift to me years ago from my cousin, and she has a little note from my cousin tucked in. So she came with a message, and she's just so cute. She was my travel companion during the trip, and the novel that carried me away was A Tale for the Time Being by Ruth Ozeki. I just finished it a couple of hours ago, and then I had a little bit of lunch. But I just really kind of flew through it. I had the audio book from the library, and I loved this book so much. And I know I usually start with the crafts, but I just finished it and I just want to talk about it right away. You know how sometimes a book or a movie maybe can really just be at the right time, at the right moment for you to connect with and to really speak to you, and just it just all comes together. That's what reading A Tale for the Time Being was for me. It was everything I didn't know I needed, but as soon as I started listening to it, I'm like, this is exactly what I need right now. And I didn't even know it, but I just connected with it so much, and just really, really enjoyed it. It does have such a strong sense of place, and it has several different settings because the two biggest stories and the two biggest characters. One is in Vancouver, BC, in Canada, which is only like hours away from where I am right now in Washington State. So it definitely had those Pacific Northwest feelings and vibes. I'm like, this is the real Pacific Northwest. Yes. So that was home. That was just like home. And then Tokyo, and a young teenage girl in Tokyo having a really hard time. A very, very hard time. And her story and her family, it really, her whole family's story, but the girl tells it in a diary. She's writing her diary, and that's what you read from her. And Tokyo, it really felt felt the place, felt the culture, and also for part of another main side character, I guess I'd say, was the girl's great grandmother, who is a radical feminist Zen Buddhist nun, living in a tiny temple in the mountains. So we spent some time there too with her. The girl spends a summer there, and also talks a lot about, she loves her great grandmother very much, so she tells a lot of the story of her great grandmother's life. And so you just really feel connected to these places, these characters, and you go on such a journey, like a really huge journey. This book, it feels like this novel is trying to contain a whole universe. And you may argue how well it did with that, or whether that was even a good idea to try to but it worked so much for me. It may not be for everyone. It probably isn't for everyone. And you definitely could have discussions about, whether pulling all these ideas and themes and everything together, like whether it worked or not. You could have interesting discussions about that, but it did work for me, and I loved it so hard. And so it really did take me away on an amazing vacation through time and space, through the multiverse. So if that sounds intriguing to you, I definitely recommend giving the book a try and seeing how you get on with it. I loved it. And so I also, for my vacation, I watched a new anime series that has been on my Netflix list for a long time, but I never started it, called Children of the Whale. I think I got 5 episodes in. And I like it. I'm enjoying it. not on the level that I enjoyed the novel. It didn't, but it's good. It's good, and it definitely had that, um, yeah. It had. I love the animation style, the anime animation style, and it's definitely one of those very like painterly, like really beautiful animations. Um, and the story is interesting. And yeah, so Children of the Whale. It's post-apocalyptic. And there's yeah. So if that sounds good, you might want to check that out if it's on your Netflix um offerings. And yeah, I had teriyaki at the beginning of my trip. I told you about that. And I continued to enjoy some more of that snack mix. And I did get a little bit of it's not Japanese, it's kind of like Japanese, Hawaiian, American, a poke bowl from the local teriyaki place. I got a tuna poke bowl, which is rice and some vegetables and some seaweed. I don't know if it's actual seaweed or not, but some vegetables and seaweed, and seasoned with poke sauce and raw fish. I got tuna. I got a tuna poke bowl, and the vegetables and some of that crab, that like artificial crab mix, like you get in a California roll. So yeah, it had all the things I love. It had avocado and cucumber, and the seaweed is really yummy, and carrot, and the rice and the crab and the tuna, and the sauce is really good. So yeah, really good. And I also worked on I worked on all of my 3 main projects. So I didn't work exclusively on the Japanese garden shawl, but I definitely made a lot of progress on my Japanese garden shawl, and I will show it to you now. We'll get into the crafts. I finished the circle. Here's the circle part. And then I have started the right side. So here we are. I know, maybe halfway through the right side. Yeah, possibly halfway through the right side. And it's just so beautiful. I love this pattern, and it is very relaxing. Although you do have to count like at certain spots just to make but as long as you check your stitch counts, and it's really lovely and really relaxing. I find looking at the colors, these colors together are just very harmonious and relaxing to me too. And just the novel talks a lot about Zen, like Zen philosophy, and talk about she, from her great grandmother, the girl Naosuko learns Zazen meditation from her great grandmother. So I feel like this shawl definitely captures that feeling of Zen and that meditation vibe in the repetition of the patterns and the harmony of the colors and the textures. And anyway, yeah, so I feel like that was I felt like that was a great a great match. And now I will give a spoiler warning, because I am again going to show the mystery shawl, and I'm going to show you what the clues look like. So if you think you may sometime want to do this mystery cow pattern, it's the name of the pattern is Te Wenua by Aroha Knits, and the cow is going on right now, so the last clue hasn't come out yet. There is only one more clue left, but it is a current cow going on right now, the Craftivist cow, with a theme of voting and getting hyped up and organized to vote and plan your vote and get other people excited about voting too. I mean, especially in general, voting is a great privilege and a responsibility, but especially right now, we are in the United States presidential election season. There's not much longer left, because it's November 3rd in the United States is our election date this year. And so it's just kind of in preparation and in building motivation and excitement and preparing for your vote in the United States. So if you think you might want to knit that pattern someday and you don't want to be spoiled, then look away or skip ahead a few minutes right now, because I'm going to get it out and I'm going to show what the newest clue and what the first early clues look like. So here we go. All right. Okay. Yeah, it's getting big now. This is clue 3. And isn't that beautiful? And this is clue 2. And this is clue 1. And let's look at it from the top down. See how they are together. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? The yarn and the whole craft along was organized, and the yarn was dyed by Lady Dye Yarns, who is she dyes beautiful yarn, and she also just is very she has a really strong voice and speaks up for the things that are important to her, and I really enjoy following her on Instagram. And so, yeah, Lady Dye Yarns. She put all the knit along and made the collaboration with the designers for knit pattern and a crochet pattern. And it's been a great craft along. Yeah. tea break. Also, I have still been working on the cotton lace summer scarf. It's getting really long. It's almost time to start this section on the other end, so I'm getting close to the end. Yeah. And that pattern is the blue denim scarf from DMC. They make embroidery floss and other crafty things. So yeah, that's all the craft projects. And the book, I really haven't been reading any other book, and I did not start Kitchen. I had downloaded Kitchen from my library because that was available too, and Kitchen is short, so maybe I'll read it. I'll start it tonight or tomorrow. I definitely still have time left to be able to read it, but I didn't even open it up yet. But Kitchen is 2 long short stories or 2 very short novellas kind of put together in one book by Banana Yoshimoto, which is a pen name. And I can't remember, the author does publish under her own name too, and she's a famous Japanese author, but I don't know her real name. So the first I've read from her is under her pen name. But I'm excited to start that. But I do consider my Japanese vacation finished. I am home now. Even though, like, physically I never left. I didn't physically leave home, but I did get away in my head. Yeah. So yeah, I hope that your week was fine. I hope that you're safe and well, and all your loved ones are safe and well. Here in the Pacific Northwest, the fires are really terrible. It's so smoky. The fires aren't very close to me, but the smoke is definitely like, you can't see the blue of the sky. It's just smoke color everywhere, and there's warnings for the air quality. And so you're not, not really encouraged to be outside and breathing the outside air very much. So yeah, if you are in a fire area, like close to the fires, if you're in California, Oregon, or in where the fires are in Washington state, I hope that you're safe. I hope that you were able to evacuate and get out and get to a safe place. And yeah, scary. But yeah, I hope that all your crafting, the things that you're reading or watching, and everything, I hope that you're enjoying those things and it's going well. I hope that your projects are turning out the way that you envision them. I'd love to hear about what you're reading, what you're watching, what you're crafting in the comments, and so we can chat about them. So if you feel like it, please do chat in the comments and let me know what you're doing. And yeah, take care and see you next time. Bye bye.